Haley Goodall, and I'm from Stanley, North Dakota. Last fall, I couldn't even tell you how to spell DECA. I would sit in the back of my accounting class, watching the clock, waiting for the bell to ring. 2 months went by, and after some convincing, my friends talked me into attending DECA's Fall Leadership Conference in Fargo. I was scared to death at the fact that I'd actually have to meet new people.
It turns out it wasn't actually painful at all. I got to walk in a color walk for MDA, build balloon towers, and listen to countless stories about what DECA is all about. After those 2 days, I went home in absolute awe. Never in my life had I experienced something like that.
Next week, to my advisor's surprise, his quiet, red-headed student told him that she's running for a state DECA officer position. I had a lot of work and maturing to do in the months leading up to state in March.
I had to have the courage to overcome my fears. I practiced my speech for a month, perfecting my campaign platform. Then the time came to head to state in Bismarck. With my neatly ironed shirt and DECA blazer, I walked into my board interview, terrified. I stumbled over my words and probably babbled nonsense.
I walked out of that room thinking I blew it. Instead of giving up like I would normally do, something inside me said no. Sometime in those few months, I had transformed. I now had a passion, a fire inside myself.
I networked with as many delegates as I could, convincing them that integrity and compassion for them and DECA would fade away the fact that I had little to no experience. When it came time for my speech, I knew that this was my chance.
Waiting in line, my opponent said something I'll never forget. "Why are you even running? You're a first-year member." As I walked up to the podium, I knew that this was my moment to show why I'm here. Knees trembling and hands shaking, I delivered the best speech I could have imagined and left the audience speechless.
Who the heck was this girl that did the Hunger Games whistle in her speech? As I walked off the stage, I knew I set North Dakota DECA ablaze. The following day, I was left waiting impatiently. 1,000 things crossed my mind, but before I could think any further, they called my name.
I watched as the other 5 candidates were called on the stage and couldn't help but smile. I'd achieved my dream, hilarious memories, new friends, and there was one more thing. The girl that rudely spoke to me was not standing on stage with me.
I grabbed my chapter in a huge bear hug and cried. Not because I easily cry or was sad, but because for the first time in my life, I felt like I belonged. I hope my story will inspire kids just like me to not be afraid of being different, and that as long as you have courage and compassion for others, you will achieve greatness.
My name is Haley Goodall, and I'm currently Vice President of North Dakota DECA.